Hey guys, and welcome to a showdown between Bowmore the Mighty, leading the forces of the Skaven, up against GG and his Greenskin forces. And this is certainly a showcase of overwhelming firepower, and why Overkill is certainly underrated. It looks like the Skaven forces is going to be going up against a pretty meta tournament-style Greenskin formation, so it should be good fun to see how they perform. Now, for the forces of the Skaven, of course, they've had to go incredibly cheap and cheerful through the front line. We have Skaven Slaves of Spears dotted all the way throughout, and that's about it. Not too much meat on the front line of this Skaven build, and that's because they've invested so much money in the range contingent of their forces. We have triple Warplock Gazelles looking to bring the pain with some pretty magical long-range sniper rifles, as well as triple Poisoned Wind Globadiers in the front ranks to help sacrifice those Skaven slaves to the Great Horned Rat. Leading the forces, we have a Gracer of Plague coming in looking pretty damn happy on his mighty Screaming Bell. He's going to be bringing the spells Scorch, as well as Unholy Clamour, and the dreaded 13th spell, which is certainly going to be very useful in a build like this. Able to summon a unit of Storm Vermin with Halberds to help protect the back line could be incredibly key, particularly as well when we already have the Vermintide summoning units of Clan Rats to the table. We have some Rattling Gunners protecting the flanks. Always good to see these guys in action. Long-range miniguns, who the closer the enemy get, the more they do damage, and they slow them down as well. We have double Eshin Triads, looking to be a little bit sneaky scheming. You can use these guys to protect your Warplock Gazelles, and your opponent doesn't realise they're there till it's too late because of their ability to stalk. We have double Wolf Rats with poison as well in the back burners, as well as the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep. He was going to need to use these three units very, very defensively in order to get the most out of this build. As for the force of the Greenskins, it is the kind of typical expected stuff at the moment in competitive tournament play. We have Goblin Wolf Rider Archers accompanied by Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers on this left-hand flank, and the rest of the forces are currently hiding in the trees. We have a Night Goblin Shaman coming in with Vindictive Glare, as well as a Giant Ritual Hag, I would assume, there he is, coming in with Spirit Leech, but also bringing a Purple Sun. In the main battle line, it is a mixture of goblins and stone trolls. Stone trolls can certainly bring the pain when accompanied by goblins, but they definitely need cheapest chaff to saturate on top of, otherwise they'll take too much damage too quickly and their leadership will break. We've Grom the Paunch coming with all his items and abilities, a very powerful character at the moment. We have 8 Peak Loons and then more goblins into the sunset. We have a really cool unit, which is the Goblin Wolf Chariots, able to push through and punish the soft underbelly of the central force of that Skaven troops, if these guys can indeed break in and get close enough before they get ripped to shreds by the long-range firepower. Over on the left-hand side, we have Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and these guys are going to be used to protect more Spider Rider Archers, as well as Goblin Wolf Riders. No more Grimsmage Marauders, though, which always makes my heart sink a little bit, as they are one of my favourite units for the Greenskin roster. The Greenskins now starting to swarm round the right-hand flank. Skaven at this point could move up to this lovely little centrepiece here, the little lake, and use it to cover one of their flanks and reposition their troops to face the forest, because they pretty much know where the enemy is going to strike from. But at the same time, on a map like this, you've always got to be careful. There's a lot of trees dotted around, enemies can vanguard behind you. It's a really massive map, so yeah, you've certainly got to keep your eyes peeled, particularly when you've invested so much in just overwhelming range fire power. So it looks like that little goblin's going to be a little bit cheeky. Moving up, of course, Night Goblin Shaman can indeed hide, saving up from a Vindictive Glare, and he's going to be popping it on the Gracer of Plague. Looks like the Skaven player knows this and attempts a juke and a dodge, and it looks like he did manage to just about do that. Vindictive Glare is going up and over a little bit too much, and now the Skaven player certainly knows there is a goblin out there and will want to feast upon his souls. Rattling Gunners are being used in the back, in fact facing away, knowing there is the threat of the Spider Rider Archers in the back lines. So I quite like this. Need to be very careful though that the spiders might hop in, but there's the Eshin Triads always for support. The rest of the Greenskin forces are starting to move up rather rapidly now. On the right hand side we have all the Skirmish Cav and the main force just in the front. We'll fast forward a little bit, just until the battle does get underway, as the Greenskin player is really slow rolling forward, just saving up those winds of magic to try to apply pressure with those Vindictive Glares, but he's not having too much luck, doing a tiny bit of damage, and likewise getting obliterated back by Warplock Gazelles. Skaven have had enough of this, it would seem, though, and are going to start diving forward. Wolf Rats now on the prowl, bounding and leaping forward, hunting down the prey. They know exactly where this Night Goblin Shaman is now, and if they can't catch him, it shall force the Greenskin player to actually come forward and attack a little bit. If you have a little look at the mini-map, he's got a lovely complete surround going on now. And that poor little Shaman has been discovered and jumped the Wolf Rats, looking to sink their teeth into the green gooey flesh, but decided to fall back. They've done a little bit of damage, they've baited out the Stone Trolls who have come out of their hidey hole from the forest, and now the Warplock Gazelles can start to unleash hell upon them. Now, these guys don't do magic damage or fire damage or anything, but still a huge amount of damage outpour. Will do some nice work to the stone trolls despite the fact they have regeneration and the like. Looks like they are going to be moving back towards their forest, but I think they're losing the skirmish game. Night Goblin Shaman's taking considerable damage by this point. The stone trolls can, though, heal up a little bit, so it's certainly not the end of the world yet, but not much ammunition has been expended by the Skaven forces. So let's keep going, speed up a little bit more until the Greenskins are coaxed into an attack formation. Looks like they're trying to plot and scheme their next move. I don't know, I'm kind of sure how to attack such a kind of range-heavy focused battle line. Another Vindictive Glare does come down by the Night Goblin Shaman, trying to do some work, but really getting basically no damage value here, and using up quite a lot of Winds of Magic. Looks like the Greenskin player finally decides, you know what, I'm going to come here, give it a go, and get in there and have a lovely big fat scrap. Stone Trolls move forward to try and absorb some of the damage before falling back, before losing any of their models, because of course, if you have all 12 Stone Trolls, you can simply regenerate and come back bigger and harder than ever. Grom the Paunch is also taking quite a lot of damage, but he does as well. Like the Stone Trolls, have that regeneration, so he can certainly come back, while the Stone Trolls taking considerable losses now. The Rattling Gunners doing some really nice burst damage into the Goblin Wolf Chariots. But these guys have been used really aggressively here by the Greenskin player, moving them through the Eshin Triads and straight into that back line of Rattling Gunners, while supported by the Skirmish Cavalry. This is causing big problems. Having the Warplock Giselles are annihilating Stone Trolls. Still got 10 models, but losing a ton of HP, and they're being broken and pushed away. The Stone Trolls' late advance is going to allow the Skaven Spears and the Clan Rats to hold back the Goblins rather successfully, who are being obliterated by Poison Wind Globadiers. But in comes AP Gloons swinging and cackling their way through the Clan Rats, doing some lovely damage there. But likewise, the Gyrometal Hag is getting slaughtered. Look at all those sniper shots coming in, down to 900 health, and already running for their life. Some Storm Vermin Halberds have gone down in the back line, maybe slightly too late here. It looks like they've just about managed to pin in those Stone Trolls. Gyrometal Hag has been shattered by this point. Backline has been really well successfully guarded by the Skaven player. Eshin Triads have hopped on the Goblin Wolf Chariots, shattering them, and the Rat Ogres are bouncing around, hunting down Goblins, as well as some real aggressive Wolf Rats hunting down these Spider Rider Archers. Now, these Wolf Rats are going to die. They're not going to be able to hold these guys back for too long, but every second does count, allowing the rest of the damage output to really start to be poured on. Grom the Paunch with Lucky Banner is a pesky foe indeed. He hates dying, and he's now well and truly into the back line of these Warplock Giselles. They continue to focus fire down those Stone Trolls, down to 9 models at this point, and nearly breaking once more. That summoned unit of Storm Women's done really good work, holding back a unit of Stone Trolls, and butchering a few of them, driving away from the battlefield once more. And with the Goblin support gone, this is going to be a real rough fight for these Trolls in the later stages of the game, particularly with so many Eshin Triads running around, scheming and being a pain in the butt. Some of the Clan Rat summons and Storm Vermin summons are dissipating though, so that balance power is starting to come back a little bit more to the even category. More Clan Rats have rallied over here. They need to come over here and help their Rattling Gunner allies, who are being run over right now by those scuttling spiders. The other Warplock Giselles are doing just fine. Unholy Clamour has been popped. Grom the Paunch is now surrounded by Skaven slaves. They won't really do too much damage, but it is buying time for the Warplock Giselles to escape and recite their targets. Looks like they might actually turn and fire into Grom as he tries to suicide charge into them, very slowly pulling and pouring his way through those poor Skaven slaves before dancing onto the Poison Warp Globadiers, or the Warplock Giselles, as well as the Poison Wind Globadiers. There we go, mixing the two units up a little bit. Stone Trolls are wavering every single time they come in, simply due to the outpour of fire on them. And yes, they've got decent health, but their leadership is really suffering at the moment. More Eshin Triads as well can be moved to drag over here and help break them down. And as we can see, the Greenskins have lost pretty much all of their chaff. A decent amount of their skirmish contingent is still alive and active and being used really well to hunt down these Poison Wind Globadiers, run them over and stop them from getting too much value. But the main battle line is going really poorly for them. The Stone Trolls simply cannot get into favourable engagements because the Giselles are continuing to pour in that fire, do some really nice damage, shooting these Stone Trolls in the rear down to just 600 health, dropping models rather rapidly. Only 5 left on this unit. The other unit though, a relatively solid 11. The Gracia of Plague, of course, is going to be coming back to the main battle line as the Skaven once again start to reform ranks. Balance power is relatively heavy in their favour, and pesky little Clan Rats are just wasting the ammunition on the Skirmish Cavalry, which is a good use of their time. If they're shooting these guys, they're not shooting your characters, not shooting the Giselles, not shooting the Eshin Triads. Once again, Stone Trolls just can't get anywhere close. This unit on the left has actually shattered off at this point because it's been broken and come back so many times. This other unit is now starting to drop models rather rapidly. -6 leadership, not a good day for those Stone Trolls whatsoever. And all of a sudden, the battle has switched. The Skaven are now fighting in a different direction. Warlord Gazelles are nearly out of ammunition, however, and Grom is still pretty damn healthy. This unit, still a few volleys left. This one on the left, only 2. This one on the right, 8 volleys. And it looks like they are currently focusing down at the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, who still have decent amounts of ammunition, which is certainly a good way to do it, because Grom is simply going to keep regenerating every time he gets shot hit. Pitfires are Hell's Leap, looking relatively healthy in the centre core of the battle. Stone Trolls are going to be hiding and lurking in the trees. Not a bad tactical decision by the Greenskins, however, because, yeah, you've got 8 models, heal up, come back, fight harder another day. Pesky little Night Goblin Shaman is still alive, 0 kills. Now, how much damage value did his Vindictive Glares do? Only 386, and he did pop 3 or 4 of those bad boys, so really not good value on him just yet. A little bit unlucky RNG, and good juking coming in from the Skaven has kind of caused that. Over in the distance, Grom the Paunch continues to run over Skaven Slave Spears, drive them away from the main battle line, just trying to gobble up all units which aren't in this tightly compact formation the Skaven have found themselves in, and this is a really good play all round. He's hiding next to the terrain, he can't be attacked from too many angles. A big Vindictive Glare is going to be coming in, trying to whack that Gracer, and does some pretty decent damage. Still 3k health though, and I don't think the Goblin Shaman is going to have enough Winds of Magic to really pull him down, so it is certainly going to come into Grom and how much he can do. One unit of Poison Wing Globadiers is relatively healthy, however, so they're going to be able to do some pretty decent damage when the enemy does come in. Pitfires are Hell's Deep as well, rallying to the cause. It's really key at this moment of the battle that it's relatively even. Skaven slight advantage at the moment, but they have to stay compact. If they are enabled to be dragged apart and killed one by one while the Stone Trolls and Grom regenerate, and this pesky little Goblin continues to shoot in, all of a sudden this battle could turn on its head. The Night Goblin Shaman has found himself the focus of attention. Nice little bit of juking, though, coming in from GG. And 1,300 health certainly isn't too terrible at the end of the day. So we'll fast forward a little bit, as it looks like there's going to be more skirmish phase. The Greenskins are just kind of chasing down units, regenerating troops, and all that good stuff. And it's probably worth pointing out, this, of course, is on Quick Battles, not a tournament game. Otherwise, the Greenskin player would have broken the attacking rule 1 or 2 times there. Ragos, as well as the Eshin Triads, continue to try to push out units where possible. They've managed to surround Grom the Paunch. Now, he is very tanky. A lot of players do make the mistake of putting him into ridiculous situations. Eshin Triads will lower his armor. Rat Ogres can do considerable damage, burst damage as well. And he's going down very, very quickly here. Lucky Banner has been popped. Axe of Grom, the Great is here. All that good stuff should hopefully be able to keep him alive. Warlord Gazelles, once again, focusing on that same unit of Stone Trolls. Doesn't matter how much you regenerate. If you break enough times, you will indeed shatter. And that's just what happened. Lovely Scorch comes down the line, breaking off the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, who did manage to infiltrate and hop on top of the Poison Wing Globadiers, but due to a lovely summon of Clan Rats here, well placed one at that, as well as the Eshin Triads breaking down Grom the Paunch with the help of the Pit Fighters. Even with Lucky Banner popped, Grom has been assassinated, and it shall be a Pyrrhic victory. Yes, yes, for Skaven kind. Very well played to these two guys, Bowmore and GG. Bowmore, a true champion, dragging down the Greenskin menace. Really fun battle, and I think it's a good example of overwhelming firepower is always the answer. Never should it be said that overkill is overrated. It is very well rated in the fact that I think it's actually underrated. Shooting your opponent to complete submarines can always be some really good fun. Can be quite hard to pull off though. We can see here there is not much guard in the ridiculous number of range. Yeah, you have the Pit Fighters and the Wolf Rats, but Wolf Rats won't stick around too long. Likewise, same with the Skaven Slave Spears and Clan Rats and Eshin Triads. But luckily, due to some good summon play by Bowmore, it looks like he's a very experienced Skaven player. Coming with the Dreaded 13th spell and those Clan Rat summons, he was able to help protect that back line. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll go through the damage value, damage stats in just a second. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a big fat thumbs up on the video, as well as subscribing for more Total War Warhammer content. We drop new stuff every single day. Feel free to comment down below as well. What was your thoughts on the battle, your favourite moments, your MVPs, your heroic units, and likewise, feel free just to quack down below. It really helps push out the video to more people, as well as I really enjoy reading them. Links in the description are there for my Patreon, for my Nexus account if you are considering buying or pre-ordering any games, as well as my Discord where you can submit replays. That's how Bolmore sent this one in. You can also chat with a load of cool people, hone your skills, learn the game, get involved in events I host, and keep up to date with my YouTube channel. But now, on to the good stuff that you're really here for, the might of Bolmore. How did he perform? Well, the Grey Seal of Plague came in with a mighty 234 damage value. So, pretty pathetic stuff on that side, but those summons were really key, and that's where his value really kind of came in and shined. Likewise, the Skaven Slave Spears and the Clamrats didn't get much damage value. They're just meat bags here to take the damage off the Greenskins and allow the range to dish it out. Both the Ashen Triads though performed pivotal roles. One was relatively full health at the end and still got relatively okay damage value. I mean, 500 damage value for a unit at full health is absolutely fantastic. 1000 damage value on the second unit. For the Poison Wind Globadiers, it seems like a bit of a mixed bag. 547 damage value here, 189 and 688. Not the crazy high numbers we've seen them get before, but they helped break down that goblin line really quickly, which meant the Stone Trolls were inevitably going to struggle. As for the Rattling Gunners, 270 damage value and 519. They meant to deter attacks on the flank and rear, but they simply got overwhelmed and swarmed. But while these guys were getting swarmed, while the Poison Wind Globadiers were getting shut down, 3 units, or probably 2 of them I think actually, managed to fire consistently for pretty much the majority of the battle. 1,600 damage value on this unit of Warplock Giselles, 1.2 on the other, 1.6 on the third. Certainly carrying the day here for Bolmore's Greenskins. Or Skaven, I should say. yes, hiding under the disguise of Greenskins, it would seem. So for the Wolf Rats with Poison, 330 damage value, nothing too crazy, 399. Once again, sacrificial lambs to the Greenskin Skirmish Slaughterhouse. And then you unfortunately have to do this. You just have to sacrifice units. You know you're going to take losses, but it pushes them away from key targets, such as the Pitfires of Hell's Deep, who got an impressive 1.3k damage value and are still relatively healthy at the end. As for GG, Grom the Paunch, 1.7k damage value, beautiful work by him, and that pesky Night Goblin Shaman did manage to make up 600 damage value, although he used a lot of Winds of Magic, but he supposedly could do because the Giant River Troll Hag got slaughtered before she could even cast a single spell. Goblins obliterated across the front line, which is to be expected, and 8-peak Loons getting a respectable 650 damage value from that loony spin before they did go down. As for the Forest Goblin Spider Rider core, how did it perform? Well, a bit of mixed bag seems. 190 on this unit, but the next unit 743. As for the Skirmishers, real solid damage value across the board, particularly this unit, 1,000 damage value and 85 kills on a really cheap unit of the Spider Rider Archer Skirmish Cavalry. Skirmish Cavalry is certainly very powerful in Total War Warhammer. Golden Wolf Chariots performed pretty admirably as well. 418 damage value, certainly nothing to scoff at, and they really pushed into the back line early on and got a relatively decent amount of harass onto the enemy. Stone Trolls really suffered. 266 damage value here, 606 and 0, simply due to the good focus fire from Bolmore. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed. Until next time, peace. And as always, stay awesome.